right, welcome to episode 2 of Unlock Your Potential with George Samios. Today I got a very special guest. Today I've got my newest mortgage broker, John Kim. John, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, George. Glad to be here.
John is a very special human, and I'm really excited to dig into what makes this guy tick. At what age or what was the moment he realised his full potential. But a bit of context, John's 24. John has 2 properties, over $2 million worth of real estate.
Yeah.
You bought your first one at 21.
Yeah, that's correct.
You've been with me 4 years.
4 years this December.
You started off down the bottom as a credit analyst, and now you're a mortgage broker. Last month, you submitted $45 million of loans.
I think so.
Not normal. John, when was the first time in your life that you realized your potential?
I would probably say it was when I was very young. And I think it comes a little bit from good parenting too. But when I was very, very, very young, I used to play this sport. It's a pretty unknown sport, but it's basically, have you heard of kendo before?
Is it some sort of Korean sport?
It is a Korean thing, but it came from it's a martial art.
Yeah.
It's basically like a sword martial art. It's like the most random thing.
I didn't know this about you.
I've never said this to you before. But when I was very young, maybe like 12, 13 years old, I took up this thing, and I did it for like probably 2-3 years.
So professional, like you would actually go somewhere, they'll teach you.
Well, yeah. So it was it's in Mount Gravatt. There's like a dojo there, and like it's like the whole, like you start from white belt and then you work your way up. And then I got to black belt.
Black belt.
Got to black belt in probably maybe 3 years or so. And then the person who was like the dojo master, he told me, for your age, because I was very young, there's like no black belts. And so what you should do is you should go to Korea and you should compete. And the competition it's called the Olympics. It's the Martial Arts Olympics. It was held in Korea that year. And he said you should go and you should actually compete. Because at all age levels, at all weight brackets, there are different like brackets of competition. But there weren't that many kids who were my age.
How old were you?
I was maybe 14.
And you're a black belt.
Black belt.
Did you go to Korea?
I did go to Korea.
What
And
happened?
that was through my parents' support. They were very excited for me. And I actually felt as though at that stage, because I had never really achieved anything much, I felt as though, wow, like I can actually put my mind to something and then actually go to a next level of competition. And so,
What happened?
look, I didn't get a gold, but I did get a bronze.
Yeah.
But I did feel as though when I was up there and I was actually in a different country representing Australia and also just doing something that I loved at the highest level, that's when I felt as though, wow, like all those years paid off for something. And I think I didn't realize it when I was at that age. I just thought, wow, I'm just in Korea, like doing this thing it's just fun. But now that I think back at it, I always do think that was probably the first moment where it just paid off. Something paid off.
So you had something which you enjoyed, you had a goal, and you worked hard for it. What a recipe for success. Do you think if you didn't enjoy that sport, you would have put the effort in?
Nah, no way.
So has that served you well with moving forward in life with everything you've been doing? Now you're mortgage broking. I'm sure there's other things you've done in your life, and I'm going to ask you in a second what other things you've done. But is that a common trait for you to have a passion in it, for you to give it all, do you reckon?
100%. The thing is, like, I feel as though a lot of people start something and they don't immediately love it. Like, it's not common to find something where you have like no idea. And to be honest, when I first came to Mad as well, like I don't really know what it was all about in like the first 6 months, like the first year. It was just more so like a place just to have an actual job in the finance industry so I could get somewhere else. That was my mindset in the first year. But then when you actually stick to something And when you actually see it out and you put everything that you have into it, I feel like that's when it starts building up. Oh, wow, like I actually feel appreciated in this role. I actually like what I'm doing. And then from there, I think the passion and the drive kicks in. It's not always like day one and it's like, okay, let's do it. Like let's make things happen. I feel like it's a thing that kind of builds up gradually.
Yeah. And it takes longer than you think.
100%.
Everything takes longer than you think. Tell me some other, so you're 14, 15, you've achieved international recognition for your efforts in the karate industry, I suppose. Now, tell me, when was the next big thing for Jun? Was it time in school? I mean, for those who don't know Jun, this guy's probably the most competitive person I've ever met. I don't care whether you're going bowling, the guy's going to try and win. What's your highest bowling score?
265.
Okay. Who gets 265 bowling? The guy loves golf. The guy is an absolute weapon, works 6 days a week here at MAD. I've often seen him work until midnight. You've got work ethic and drive and persistence. And you got a desire to win. Where does that come from? Do you think it comes from that moment in the karate, or do you think that's something that's been taught from your parents? What is that underlying reason Jun has this desire to win?
It gets pretty deep, I guess, is that I never felt as though when I was younger that it was good enough. And I think that's partly maybe the Asian parenting as well, because Asian parents are very, very tough.
I've seen that. It's pretty tough.
It's very tough.
My mother told me I could be a garbage collector. Well, doesn't matter as long as I was happy. But the Chinese and the Asian families are pretty hard on the kids.
They're very, very tough. They're very strict.
Yeah, high standards. And look, I've got a high standard in my brain, but yours was from parenting.
Yeah, definitely parenting. I think it has its pros and cons. The good side of it was that I always felt as though that I needed to get to that next place. And I felt as though that when my parents were pushing me in all aspects, both like education, I used to play the violin for a very long time, and I achieved a lot through that industry and that field too, the music field. But they always kept pushing me. And I think I realized that they saw in me what I didn't see in me.
They believed in you.
They believed in me. It's just the way that it came out was very strict and very harsh and very, you're not good enough. But I think when I got older, I realized that it all just came out of love. It came out of a place of
one of
love.
the best things for you. And they believed in you. That's a common theme that I've been seeing is belief. Now, I also felt that. I knew people believed in me even though I didn't believe myself. So what you're saying here, Jun, is your parents believed in you before you believed in yourself.
That's right.
How important is that?
It's massive. I think the same thing I could say, I think, that you did for me too. When we first met, I felt as though you gave me that chance. And I felt as though, like, you always saw something in me that I didn't even see. I always feel, like, even now, I always feel that the image that you have of me is actually better than what I actually am. No. I feel like you think I'm awesome, but like I'm not that great.
And you know what? That's your humility, and that is a core value of that I have as well. I have humility, and that's something that I'll die with. I love that, and I love that you have that. But you are special. You aren't normal, and what you're doing, I can't wait to see you in the next 10 years. This is a guy to keep an eye out for. My opinion is you'll be the number one broker in Australia. But I know that you want it. I know that you're going to put the hard work in. And you're a good person, and you believe fundamentally you're put on this planet for a purpose. What's that purpose?
I think it's not often in life that you find something that you do for work that actually makes an impact in people's lives. I think to me that still is the number one thing that puts us head and shoulders above everyone else. It's just the mindset. Because I don't know how many other people that I meet in the industry or even in other industries, somewhere along the line, the conversation turns into a conversation about money. Like, how much do I make? How much can I make? How much more can I make from doing A, B, C, D, F, G? And I felt as though it should never be about that. It should be about what's the actual drive. If the money wasn't there, of course, that is something to consider too. And that's a big benefit as well. But if that wasn't there, what are you actually doing for people? And I feel like in our role, because we're actually helping people out and they're not paying for our service, it's kind of like I have a mate who sells like cutlery and like dishes that he like hand makes. And I always thought it was very cool because it's like his passion in life and he feels very motivated from it. But the thing is, he always told me the number one thing that everybody tells him, all his customers tell him is, why should I buy your stuff over someone else's stuff that's cheaper? And we never have that problem in our industry because we can't compete on price. It's a level playing field. And when you can't compete on price, you compete on service.
Mm-hmm.
So the better service we give, the better our customers actually appreciate us. And I feel like that is truly the motivating factor. It's not about money. It's about, I know the better experience, the better service I give to this customer of mine, they're going to appreciate me more and they're going to refer more people to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that underlying, like actually helping people make one of the biggest purchases that they're going to make in their life is what keeps me going, keeps me kind of driven, is I know the harder I work, it actually makes people feel better.
So you believe that you're helping the people.
100%.
And you are leading people to change their life financially. That's how we help people.
Yeah.
You know, there's people out there who deliver babies for a living. There's people out there who perform life-saving cancer treatments or heart surgeries, and they're really helping people, and they believe that. And I fully believe, and I know that everyone in this organization, we're helping people achieve financial freedom. We're giving people confidence. You are leading them, and you've walked down that path before. You're practicing what you're preaching. You have 2 properties at 24. That's not normal. And so you can talk with confidence. Say, this is a good decision for your financial freedom. You referred your family to us. You know, you've helped a lot of people in your community. How important is it for you to bring up other people?
It's probably one of the most important things. Is I believe that I was put on this earth to serve other people. And I believe that comes through a lot of different avenues. But one thing I'm getting the experience in firsthand now is that now that I have my own team and all of my team members are younger than me, but they're also people that I actually know. And so I think that was deliberate on my side because I wanted more than just a work relationship. I wanted to be a mentor to really bring up these people who are important in my life. And the thing is, if I don't treat these people correctly in my team, because I've pulled them from the church that I go to, if I'm going to see them on Saturday and Sunday, I can't kind of blast them during the work week and just go, oh, it's okay, they're just workmates.
Servanthood leadership is the highest level of leadership. And also being a leader, you got responsibility. People are looking at you. It takes 10 years to build a reputation and 10 seconds to ruin it. Now that you are a mortgage broker at MAD and you have your own staff, or we don't call them staff, I can't, but we've got team members helping you, right? Doesn't that inspire you to be a better version of yourself?
It does. It keeps me accountable.
Keeps me accountable as well. People watching you keeps you accountable. You've also recently pushed and inspired one of your team to buy.
Seeing what the market is doing now, I think the timing to buy, especially for someone who's young, is as soon as you can. And I don't say this from like a salesy perspective of like, you have to buy now. But because we're in it every single day and there's so many things that have changed, that was the number one thing that I told him, was that I gave him the belief that, yes, you are young, but people younger than you have bought too. And so actually instilling the belief in him that he can do it. He just needs to push, to have that conversation, to actually look around, to actually get his finances in order, do his own pre-approval. All of those things, it all starts from the vision. I feel like when you give good vision and you give someone hope that it's actually possible, that's when the how just sorts itself out.
I'm big on vision. I'm big on vision boards. I've done few vision boards. Every time I do one, I achieve all that stuff. How clear is your vision?
It's very clear.
Tell me about your vision.
Well, I don't have a vision board. Although I need to do one, I've got a list of 10 goals that I made for myself when I was 20 until I turned 30. And then I've got 5 goals for myself every single year as well. And I stick them right next to my laptop on my desk, and I try and pump out as much as I can. And so it always differs, but generally, health is one of them. Relationship is one of them. I'll have a work goal. I'll have a personal goal of learning. And then I have a family and now fiance relationship goal as well.
So not normal for a 24-year-old to be that level-headed, John. And I know you fundamentally believe in faith. Tell me about your journey with faith and how that's helping you every day.
Faith is the cornerstone of, I think, everything that I do. I think there are 3 tenets of what I base my life on. One is family, one is finance, and then the other is faith. And I think faith is one of the most important parts of my everyday life. And I was not actually born into faith. My family is still not Christians, so they don't go to church. Of my whole family, my parents and my sister included, I'm the only one.
I did not know that about you.
Crazy, I wasn't born into it. A friend of mine, Mingyu, he actually brought me to church at the end of grade 12. And at first I'd gone just because it was fun, it was social and all of those things. But then I think when I developed faith in a higher being, you kind of have that realization of like that comfort that someone is looking after you and someone has the best intentions for your life.
Absolutely.
And I feel as though like a lot of people believe that there's nothing out there. But I feel as though everybody is faithful to something. Like everybody has to believe in something. If you don't believe in God, you might believe in yourself. But I think the thing that you believe in at the end of the day, if that's not the best version of yourself that you could be, I don't think it's useful. Like I feel as though, and this is getting into the faith areas, that when you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, in my religion, in Christianity. And Jesus, you learn, was 100% man and 100% God. And Jesus, when he came down onto earth, committed 0 sins. And he was the best version a human could ever be. That's why in every religion that follows Jesus, in my Christianity, in your Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, in Catholics, everybody, the goal is to center your life around what Jesus was like, because Jesus was the perfect human being. And I feel like if you don't have, like everybody has role models, but no human role model is truly perfect except for Jesus, the way that Jesus was. That's why we pray to Jesus. That's why we model our lives around Jesus's teachings. And I feel like when I realized that, probably in my 2nd year of university, that was a massive thing to me to go, okay, wow, like I now know that there is something that I'm following that is much, much better than me. It's the perfect version of me.
Yep.
And I feel like if I'm always following that, then I can never fall short.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might follow people, but you realize these guys aren't actually everything that you want to be. I feel like there are a few moments like that.
How important, John, is it having role models in your life?
Extremely. Because
How important, if people are watching this right now and they're letting someone lead them who's taking them down the wrong path, what would you say? What would you say to them?
if I could have a one-on-one conversation with them I would talk to them about my faith. That's what I would say. Is it's so important to follow someone who is going to do the best things for you.
Yeah.
Has the best intentions for you. Because the thing is, you could put in, like I could put in all of the effort and all of the time that I've put in, but I can do that knowing, George, that you're going to show that appreciation for me and that you're going to lead me in the right path. A lot of the time, it feels so wrong just seeing someone who puts in hours and hours and hours of their time and effort and are just slaving away for someone or for something that doesn't actually reward them for that effort, reward them for that time, appreciate them.
So if people are watching this and they're working for an organization that doesn't align with their values, doesn't reward them financially or give them appreciation they need, you're going to tell them to?
I'm going to tell them to move away,
Walk away.
walk away.
Tell me what, at 24 years old, your definition of success is now and how that's differed to when you were 18.
When I was 18, much like I think other 18-year-olds, it was all about me. It was all about how much money I can make, what I can do. I feel like now that I've been led by you, been led by Jesus, I feel like now that I've grown up in life, for me, success is now about the people around me and making sure that I can uplift them in the best way that I can. And I think that starts with my partner, Spring, and making sure that she feels all the love from me, and then trickles down to my team who I'm looking after, and making sure that they know that they're in the right place and following the right people. And then even into everyone else that I meet just in my everyday life. So my customers, the people that I meet at church. I'm a high school teacher at church, so I have a class of students, and just making sure that I kind of instill in them the values to make sure they grow up in the right way.
It's just inspiring to hear this from a 24-year-old, mate. It inspires me to be a better person. I'm very much the same. I like to serve people. I like to show people with actions how much I care, not just words. And I know from what your clients are saying and how they're referring you, you're speaking to them 10 times more than is required, but it gives them that love and confidence. You're there on the phone with them on the weekends, giving them comfort, helping them negotiate on properties. You're there for the whole journey. So you're serving your fiance, your beautiful fiance. You're serving your team. You're serving me. You're serving your clients. You're serving your church community. You're serving everyone. How does it make you feel when you serve? I don't know, you do a lot of other things with your church group. You go to a lot of less fortunate people and you serve. Tell me about that.
I think there's a different satisfaction when you change someone else's life through your actions. I feel like me changing my life, that's one thing. But I feel like the deepest satisfaction you feel is from when someone else benefits from something that you do. And that's in work, that's in my family, and that's also at church. We do it every 3 months now, but every month we used to go to an Aboriginal suburb about 4 hours away, drive there on the last Sunday of every month. We'd bring food, we'd feed the people, do different teachings and activities with them, the young kids. And the satisfaction that you feel from actually when you show up in the bus and the children are there because they missed you from the month before and they're banging on the windows of the bus and they're going, June, and they remember your name and they say, we missed you. We miss you. We want to play with you. We want to eat with you. We want to learn from you. I feel like that's one of the deepest satisfactions
That's
that you can
special,
feel.
mate. That's special. And at such a young age to be doing stuff like that, John. May God continue giving you strength to be the man you're doing and the things you're doing. What would you tell your younger self, John, now, knowing what you know about life, faith, work, potential, and unlocking it? What would you tell yourself when you finish school right now?
I think the number one thing that I would say to my younger self, and funnily enough, I found myself saying this to my youngest team member who's 19. There is so much joy that is lost when you compare yourself to other people. If I compare myself to someone who's better than me, like might be my age, there's always going to be someone who's out there that makes more money, owns more properties, does
Always a
more
bigger
things.
boat, John.
Always a bigger boat, always a bigger fish. And on the other side as well, there are always people who are going to be less fortunate than you too.
Always.
But I don't think it's right to feel like you're not good enough because you're not doing as well as someone else, but also feel as though you're better than someone who's not doing as well as you. And so I think if I am a better version of myself today than I was yesterday, that's the only motivation that I need.
If you were to describe your mindset in one describing word right now, what would it be?
I think it would have to be resilience.
I also see you to be someone who's very grateful for their life. You've been dealt a cracker set of cards, John. That's not the first time I've told you that. I think you're grateful for that.
100%.
I think you're grateful to God for your life. And I think you are trying to help as many people as you can because of how grateful you are. What habits do you do to try to be the top of your game?
There's a couple of different ones. I think number one is health and fitness is so important because when I'm not fit and not healthy, then I can't help anyone. I can't help my partner. I can't help my team. I can't help my customers in the right way. And I think everything comes from that fitness that I think trains your mind as well, your mental capacity, and also energizes you for that day. And so I know I've been lacking in that field. That's why I've been back in the gym now for about 2 weeks now, about 5-6 days a week. So that's something that I'm making sure that I'm committing to. And then number two, I think would be always making sure that I treat my team, because at work, I can't talk to every single customer all the time. I know that there are going to be moments when my team members need to make a call. They need to make a tough call or a decision, or they need to have a conversation. I need to make sure that I instill the right values in my team so that they can pass that down onto their customers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so making sure that I'm always, every single moment treating my team right. And
With love.
With love. And that's buying them morning coffees, taking them out on a monthly dinner, writing them a letter every single month with my appreciation and love, doing different things outside of work, always edifying them. And that also goes to my partner as well. Because I know that sometimes there'll be a tough day at work. If I go home, I want to make sure that there's someone there who is waiting for me and waiting to also edify me, give me that love and that appreciation. And I think I'm blessed that I have a partner like that who's able to do that for me.
You're very blessed, mate. She's very special.
She's very special.
John, wrapping up, for those watching, what biggest message, what biggest takeaway do you want to give these people? What's something you want to leave with them?
I would say the same thing that I think I said to younger people. So maybe this is for the younger people, or maybe for people who feel a little bit lost in their life, especially from maybe the perspective of work. If you love what you do and you love the people that you work with, there is no such thing, I believe, as a work-life balance, because it all just becomes one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like when I wake up, I'm going to work. I feel like I'm living my life. And if you love your work, but you don't like the people that you work with, I don't think it's going to end well. And vice versa too. You can love the people that you work with, but if you don't have a passion for the thing that you do, it's not going to work well.
So the formula for unlocking your full potential and living a financial free life and a wholesome life with purpose, you're saying is love what you do, love the environment, and what's the last secret ingredient, mate? Work your ass off.
100%.
Don't take it for granted, everyone, This guy loves what he do. This guy has got a lot on his plate with all the different things he's doing in his life. But the reason why you're smashing it already, only 4 months, 5 months being a mortgage broker, and you're doing so well, is you're putting the hard yards in, and you always have.
Mm.
Listening to you talk now, you've always put the hard yards in, mate.
Mm.
You know, for you to get the score in bowling, you practiced bowling a bit, didn't you?
All the time.
For you to be awesome at golf, for you to be an international medalist in karate, you put the hard yards in. The formula, according to John, and I 100% agree, is you got to be passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love the environment you're in,
Mm.
and you got to work hard.
Mm.
And that's the three magic things that unlocks your potential time and time again, and you're going to continue unlocking it for the rest of your life.
That's right.
Good on you, John.
Thanks,
Proud of
George.
you, mate.